How's it going, everybody? Today I want to talk to you about the Sig P938. Now, this is my personal carry gun, which might surprise the hell out of you that I don't carry a 1903 hammerless or a Mauser broom handle as my carry gun. But no, in fact, I do carry a modern gun. This channel is mostly about antiques, but I felt this one needed to be covered because it's just such a good gun, and I love it so much. I've had it for, I think, about a year and a half now, something around there, and I put a lot of rounds through it, and I'm very impressed with this little gun. Now, I've been hesitant to buy a compact 9mm like this because I've owned them in the past. I owned a couple of Makarovs in 9x18. I've owned a Keltec, was it PF9? I hated that thing. They're always very painful to shoot, not really all that accurate. Just have not been pressed. Then I held this in a local gun shop a while ago, and I was just so impressed by it, and it shoots wonderfully. It is in 9mm. There is a 380 version of this as well, slightly smaller, but it is just a beautiful gun as well, which is part of the reason that I was so attracted to it. But it's just a nice feeling gun. It just fits so well in your hand. It is a single stack 9mm. 7-round magazine, plus one in the chamber, and I just love this thing. It's just such a pleasure to shoot. There's very little recoil for how small this gun is. If you're used to like a Makarov or something like that, like a straight blowback, nothing like that. It's a pleasure to shoot. It's even better than some other guns that aren't blowback, short stroke recoil. Of comparable size. I think it feels better than the Glock 43, but let me just do a little bit of shooting to show you. Not bad. So, like I said, it's a pleasure to shoot. The recoil is really manageable for how small this gun is. As you can see, it's very tiny in my hand, but it feels so nice, so smooth. I mean, it is definitely Sig quality. The price range is a little bit up there. It's about $700, but this gun is absolutely worth it. The sights on it are excellent. Just everything about this gun is very well made. Now, it is a single action gun, meaning that trigger does nothing. So the only way you can carry it is cocked and locked. It does have ambidextrous safety on it. Let's see if I can get that in the light. Ambidextrous safety. Very good, very easy. It's very easy to get up and get the safety off. It's very much like a 1911, very same setup, very similar setup. And it's just a beautiful gun. It is a pleasure to shoot. Now, one thing I will say about this gun, because I always go in a little bit of negatives, is I had problems with these magazines. Also, these magazines are 50 bucks a piece. The initial problem with these magazines is the first round would stick up just slightly, as in an angle like this. And when you went to load that first round, sometimes it would jam. I figured out the problem with this very quickly. It's actually that the spring was just very, very stiff. So what I did was just kept them loaded for a little while, and now I have no problems with them. I have not had a single issue with that in a while. But initially, that was an issue. One other thing I will say is this gun comes with a different style of magazine. It usually comes with one of these, but also a flush fitting magazine, and this gun just does not work with that flush fitting magazine. It functions, let me rephrase, it functions well, it's just changes the gun so much that it's unusable. As you can see, my pinky is all the way free. Now, something you might not pick up from the camera is that I'm 5'4", I wear a size 8 boot, and I can wear a women's small gloves. So if your hand is like a normal sized hand and not a midget hand like me, you're not going to be able to use this at all. In fact, for me, it's unusable with that flush fitting one. The recoil it's not more, but you feel it more because there's nothing to, there's no pinky there to keep this down, so you get more rotation in the gun. I don't like it at all. It looks a little different, but in terms of functioning, I just don't care for it. Plus, with this extended magazine, you get one more round, so it's 7+1 to 6+1. So I highly recommend going with this magazine. But other than that, not really very many issues with this gun. I've had it out shooting a lot. Unlike a lot of compact pistols, this one is actually a lot of fun to shoot. It's a great range gun. You're, of course, just because you don't have the distance between your front and back sight as you would on a normal gun, and it's a little bit lighter, so you get more vibration in your hand. It's not going to be as accurate out to 25 yards. You're still going to hit body shots easily at 25 yards. Usually get them within an 8-inch group easily. But it's not going to be an attack driver out there as, say, something 92FS or something like that would be. But still, the best carry gun I have ever had. I actually carried revolvers normally before this. I have completely switched over to just carrying this. I basically retired all my snub nose. I adore this gun. So let's do a little bit more shooting. So as you can see, very accurate, a pleasure to shoot. There is not a lot of recoil for a gun this size. The only thing concerning ergonomics that I'll have to say, let me move the camera over here so it's a little less dark, there we go, is this safety right here tends to rub on your thumb just a little bit. It's not enough to trip the safety. I've had like 600 rounds through this gun with no issue. Never tripped the safety. But because this gun is so small and everything on it is so compact, you're going to run into issues with that, or any gun of this size. It's more ergonomics than function, and it only really affects you if you're putting like 2 or 3 boxes through this gun like I am today. And it's just a little bit of rub right there. But other than that, nothing wrong with this gun. It's been a dream to shoot. It's very comfortable to shoot. I think it's better than a lot of guns out there. Now, granted, this gun is a little higher price point. It's about $700, but I think it's well worth it. It's Sig quality. Everything about this gun is just wonderful. I really enjoy it. For a single stack compact that's this small and this easy to carry, it's really a great pistol. I highly recommend it. I recommend it over a lot of guns in this category. And yeah, it's been a pleasure to own. So I'll just show you how I carry it real quick, and that'll be the video. So as you can see, it's very easy to carry, very easy to conceal. I carry it outside the waistband. That's just how I prefer to carry it. Of course, there are plenty of other options. I have no issue with that.